Welcome, listeners, to a deep dive into Stoic philosophy, a timeless guide to living a virtuous, meaningful life. Today, we're exploring a provocative idea: why the Stoics, those ancient masters of self-control and wisdom, would advise against helping certain types of people. Now, this might sound harsh at first. After all, isn't helping others a cornerstone of a good life? The Stoics would agree, but with a catch. They believe that our energy, time, and resources are finite, and we must use them wisely, reserving our help for those who truly benefit from it and align with our pursuit of virtue. In this episode, we'll uncover the 5 types of people the Stoics caution us against helping, not out of cruelty, but out of a commitment to reason, self-preservation, and the greater good. From the chronically ungrateful to those who cling to vice, these archetypes challenge us to reflect on where we direct our goodwill. By understanding why the Stoics draw these boundaries, we can learn to prioritize our efforts, protect our peace, and live more fully in accordance with wisdom. This isn't about turning away from compassion. It's about discernment, knowing when help fosters growth and when it fuels harm. So, settle in as we journey through Stoic teachings, drawing on the insights of Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, to explore these 5 types of people, and why withholding help might sometimes be the most virtuous choice. Let's begin with a foundational Stoic principle: our control lies in our choices, not in the outcomes of others' actions. Let's start with the first type of person the Stoics would caution against helping: the chronically ungrateful. Picture someone who receives your support, whether it's time, advice, or resources, but never acknowledges it. They take, without a hint of appreciation, and sometimes, they even demand more. Seneca, the Roman Stoic philosopher, wrote in his Letters from a Stoic, "You may grow weary of doing good if you are repaid with ingratitude." For the Stoics, gratitude wasn't just polite, it was a reflection of character, a sign of someone striving for virtue. Why does this matter? The Stoics believe that our actions should align with reason and contribute to a life of eudaimonia, or flourishing. When we help someone who's chronically ungrateful, we risk enabling their entitlement, draining our own energy in the process. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, reminds us to focus on what's within our control: our intentions, our actions. We can't control how others receive our help, but we can choose where to direct it. Pouring effort into someone who consistently shows ingratitude is like planting seeds in barren soil. It's not about expecting a reward, but about recognizing when our efforts are futile. Consider a real-world example. You have a friend who's always in crisis. You offer advice, lend money, or spend hours listening, but they never say thank you. Worse, they act as if your help is owed to them. The Stoics would argue that continuing to help this person risks harming your own tranquility. It's not selfish to step back, it's an act of self-respect. By redirecting your energy to those who value it, you uphold the Stoic ideal of living in harmony with reason. Now, this doesn't mean you abandon someone after one ungrateful moment. People have bad days. The Stoics were practical. They'd urge you to observe patterns. Is this person consistently dismissive? Do they expect help without growth? If so, your kindness might be enabling their stagnation. Seneca would say, help those who are willing to help themselves. Let's move on to the second type, where this idea becomes even clearer. Next, we have the second type: those who cling to vice. The Stoics placed virtue, wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance at the heart of a good life. Epictetus, in his discourses, taught that we should associate with those who uplift us, who inspire us to be better. But what about those who choose vice over virtue, who revel in dishonesty, greed, or cruelty? Helping them, the Stoics warn, can sometimes perpetuate harm. Imagine someone who lies habitually, manipulates others, or indulges in destructive habits without remorse. You might feel compelled to help them, perhaps out of pity or a sense of duty. But the Stoics would ask, are you truly helping, or are you enabling their vice? Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." By extension, if your help props up someone's harmful behavior, you're indirectly complicit in their lack of virtue. This isn't about judgment, it's about clarity. The Stoics believed we should focus on what aligns with the good. Helping someone who clings to vice might pull you away from your own path to virtue. For example, if you keep bailing out a friend who gambles away their money, you're not addressing the root of their problem, you're enabling it. Epictetus would urge you to set boundaries, not out of coldness, but to protect your own moral compass. Of course, the Stoics weren't heartless. They'd encourage you to offer guidance or point someone toward virtue, but only if they're open to change. If they reject it and cling to their ways, your help becomes a wasted resource. As Seneca put it, you cannot teach a man anything. You can only help him find it within himself. Let's now turn to the third type, where this discernment takes a different shape. Now, let's explore the third type, the willfully ignorant. These are people who refuse to learn, grow, or question their assumptions, even when given every opportunity. The Stoics, who prized reason above all, saw ignorance as a choice when it's persistent and deliberate. Epictetus famously said, "You cannot learn what you think you already know." Helping someone who's willfully ignorant, then, is like trying to fill a cup that's already full. Think of someone who dismisses advice, rejects evidence, or clings to false beliefs despite clear reasoning. You might spend hours explaining, offering resources, or pointing them toward truth, but they double down on their ignorance. For the Stoics, this is a sign that your help is misplaced. Why? Because it diverts your energy from those who are open to growth. Marcus Aurelius reminds us to focus on our own duties, not to waste effort on what's beyond our control, like someone else's refusal to learn. Consider a colleague who ignores feedback, insisting their way is always right. You might try to guide them, but if they reject every suggestion, your efforts are futile. The Stoics would say, "Save your wisdom for those who seek it." This isn't about giving up on people, it's about recognizing when your help can't take root. As Seneca wrote, "The mind cannot be forced, it must be persuaded." Let's move to the fourth type, where the Stoics' practical wisdom shines again. The fourth type is perhaps the most serious, those who harm others. The Stoics believed in justice as a core virtue, and helping someone who actively causes pain, whether through cruelty, deceit, or malice, can conflict with that principle. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Injustice is impiety." If your help enables someone to continue harming others, you're indirectly undermining the common good. Picture someone who manipulates or bullies others, and you step in to help them out of a tough spot. Your intention is kind, but what if your help allows them to continue their harmful behavior? The Stoics would argue that you're not serving justice. Instead, you're perpetuating a cycle of harm. Epictetus would remind us that our first duty is to live virtuously, and that includes protecting the well-being of the community. This doesn't mean you condemn someone without evidence. The Stoics were clear about avoiding rash judgments. But if someone's actions consistently hurt others, your help might be better withheld or directed toward their victims. For example, if you lend money to someone who uses it to exploit others, you're enabling injustice. Seneca would advise, focus on what aligns with the greater good. Let's now explore the final type, where the Stoics' wisdom ties it all together. Finally, we come to the fifth type, those who refuse responsibility. The Stoics emphasize personal accountability, taking ownership of our actions and choices. Epictetus taught, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. But what about those who blame everyone else for their problems, who refuse to take charge of their lives? Helping them, the Stoics warn, can foster dependency and stunt their growth. Imagine a family member who constantly asks for help but never takes steps to improve their situation. They blame circumstances, other people, or bad luck, but never themselves. By stepping in repeatedly, you might be robbing them of the chance to develop resilience. The Stoics would say, true help empowers others to stand on their own. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have one life. Live it according to nature." Someone who refuses responsibility isn't living in accordance with nature, they're avoiding it. This doesn't mean you abandon someone in need. The Stoics valued compassion, but they also valued wisdom. If your help creates a cycle of dependency, it's no longer virtuous, it's harmful. Seneca would urge you to offer guidance, not crutches. By setting boundaries, you encourage others to take responsibility, aligning with the Stoic goal of fostering independence and virtue. As we wrap up, let's reflect on the Stoic wisdom we've explored. The Stoics, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus teach us that helping others is noble, but it must be guided by reason and virtue. The chronically ungrateful, those who cling to vice, the willfully ignorant, those who harm others, and those who refuse responsibility. These are the 5 types of people where help can sometimes do more harm than good. This isn't about turning away from kindness. It's about directing it wisely. The Stoics remind us that our time and energy are precious, By choosing where to invest them, we protect our own tranquility and contribute to a world of greater virtue. As Marcus Aurelius said, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Let's take this wisdom into our lives, helping those who are ready to grow, while setting boundaries with those who aren't. Thank you for joining me on this journey through Stoic philosophy. If this resonated with you, take a moment to reflect. Where are you directing your help? And is it serving the greater good? Until next time, live wisely, live virtuously, and keep seeking the path to a flourishing life.